How do we talk about high-profile moments without sensationalizing them? You see, recently 50 Cent released a documentary connected to unfolding the situation with Sean P. Diddy Combs. The question isn't what 50 Cent did or what Sean P. Diddy Combs did. This is the question. What can entrepreneurs, what can business owners, what can leaders learn about timing, learn about positioning, learn about restraint, and control the narrative without centering on the controversy itself? Welcome to Imagine Greater, the podcast where we reimagine what's possible in business, in leadership, and in life. I am Michelle Bethel-Gibson, and as always, I am excited for you to be joining us today. If no one has said it to you already, Happy New Year! Welcome to 2026. Now do us a favor, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe. It's gonna be an amazing podcast. So take plenty notes, lean in, pull up a chair, get your coffee. I know it's a little cold in some other places. I'm in the Bahamas and we don't have a real winter, but anyway, welcome to our podcast today. As we begin, let me tell you what's going to ruin more businesses this year. It's not a bad economy. It's not competition. It's not even inflation. It's not even the lack of customers. You know what it will be? Reactionary leadership. Yes, I said it, and I want you to lean in real time. You see, January is the month people make decisions they'll regret by March. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, because when the year is new, the pressure is loud, and the discernment, well, that's low. And today, I'm going to ask you a dangerous question. How do we talk about high-profile moments without sensationalizing them, yet extract leadership? So how do we do that? Intelligence can save your business, your brand, and your peace. Because the truth is, if you don't control your decision in loud moments, they will control you. The Bible says in Proverbs 22:3, the prudent see danger and take refuge. Are you the prudent one out there? Are you seeing the danger coming at you and you're going towards it, or are you taking refuge? You see, I love this quote. I love this statement that says, some of you don't need a new strategy. You need a new nervous system. Stop reacting. Some of you do not need a new strategy. You need a new nervous system. You can't be all about breathing fast and reacting. You see, today we're not going to make this about gossip. It's not about governance. It's about self-governance. That's what we're talking about today, because your brand is built on what you do when everyone is watching. That's important. You see, recently 50 Cent released a documentary connected to unfolding the situation with Sean P. Diddy Combs. And as always, the internet went wild. But leaders don't lead from volume. Leaders lead from vision, right? That's what we do. We don't lead from volume. We don't care how much noise is in the marketplace. We focus on what our vision is all about, right? So the question isn't what 50 Cent did or what Sean P. Diddy Combs did. This is the question. What can entrepreneurs, what can business owners, what can leaders learn about timing, learn about positioning, learn about restraint, and control the narrative without centering on the controversy itself? That's what should be. We should have been gravitating and learning and gleaning from the story that 50 Cent displayed on Netflix about Sean P. Diddy Combs. What can we learn about timing? What can we learn about positioning? What can we learn about restraint? What can we learn about the narrative of control without centering on the controversy itself? And that's what we at Imagine Greater are all about, bringing to you this today. This year, as we begin 2026, not reactionary leadership, but leadership with the first lesson that we're going to get into is timing is a leadership skill. You see, there's a time for everything, Ecclesiastes 3 and 1 says. And y'all know we always come back to the Bible because that's our foundation. Solomon was the wisest man. But this quote by Bruce Lee rings true. The successful warrior is the average man with laser focus. Some people see people and be like, how did they get all that done? They were laser focused. They stopped listening to the noise and they remain focused on their vision and mission. Timing isn't luck. Timing is leadership. Many business owners, many entrepreneurs, many leaders of organizations think timing means acting fast. But sometimes timing is knowing when not to move. Timing is knowing when not to move. You see, at the start of the year, urgency masquerades itself as wisdom. Are you doing it now? Are you on now? Are you positioning now? Are you saying it now? Really? That's a masquerade. That's not wisdom. Ask yourself this question. Is this my moment? Or is this just a loud moment? Is this my moment? Or is this just a loud moment? Leaders don't chase the wave. Leaders study the tide. You see, I remember a time when we were choosing our team in the new business that we started, right? And if you don't have any staff, how are you going to scale anything? You don't scale anything without people. And we were all about, let's just get some people in the seats. Let's just get this done. We need some people to post to social media. We need some people to return the phone calls. We need some people to answer emails. We were just on it. And we led, we pushed, and we hired very fast. And here's what I know. We hired wrong. We had to fire 6 persons in our new business. 6 people. At one point, for at least a week, we had no staff. So we, as the owners, had to run the business. That's because we were so busy wanting to do it fast, wanting to be in a rush, rather than just taking a moment and say, who is it we fully need to fill the seats, to really add value, to bring forth the vision that we've already said we want to happen. And when we slow down, when we decide to choose properly rather than rush, we did it strategically and we did it right. That's what it. Sometimes the strategy with timing is not to move. Ask yourself this question. Where have you been confusing speed with strategy? Ooh, listen, didn't I just mash your corn? Where have you been confusing speed with strategy? I know where I have. That has been in choosing my team. And we've reset and aligned our values with the people we want on our team right now. Positioning is built before moment arise. It's public notice. 50 cents? Never. Him and P. Diddy had beef, and they have been, and like my producer was just telling me, it's out there that no one hates like 50 cents. 50 cents saw an opportunity of P. Diddy Combs, of how he's going to bring the story to life in a way that people were leaning in. That's why the internet went wild. Because 50 Cent's angle and twist on it showed even more that the court case revealed. And how many you know that 50 Cent saw an opportunity and he took it. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. You know, we've heard that over and over and over, but I think I remember Malcolm X saying that if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. Matthew 5 and 37 says, let your yes be yes and your nay, nay. Be the person that is consistently standing for something. When the moment hits, people shouldn't say, where did this come from? And be all flustered. You know, they should say, that tracks. That's what you say. Positioning is not a marketing trick. It's a public history of consistency. You've been consistently saying it. You've been consistently showing up. You've been consistently doing the right next thing. So it shouldn't come by surprise. That has always been in alignment with what you were going to do anyway. So the thing you say that tracks. Because we know the biggest killer of your brand is trying to appeal to everyone. I have learned a long time ago that everyone is not my client. A while ago, I had a client. I fired a few clients, and I remember my business partner telling me, my husband at the time, saying, "How could you fire a client? That was one of our biggest clients. That client didn't align with our values. That client was dishonest. That client was frustrating. That client caused me pain in my chest, and I knew instinctively that that was not our client." And when you come to a place of knowing where you are positioned and where you should be, you tend to make decisions and be in alignment with that. Trying to appeal to everyone will never work. You see, visibility without clarity creates confusion. Confusion kills trust. So there you are trying to appeal to everyone, right? And the people who are your clients are confused. What Michelle doing? What Miss Gibson is all about? I don't quite understand this next move. And then you end up serving no one. Know this. Not every opportunity is yours to take. Because opportunity is not automatically assignment. It doesn't mean that it is your assignment. It's an opportunity. Is it yours? January is when people chase relevance over alignment, when they choose growth over peace, when they choose attention over integrity. They'll be like, I gotta be on. It's January. It's the beginning of the year. It's time for me to do this. It's time for me to align with that person. It's time for me to be. And you hear I'm talking? That is the sign of a reactionary leader. Don't be that. Saying yes to the wrong thing creates an invisible debt. And when I talk about invisible debt, I'm talking about the invisible debt of time debt, energy debt, brand debt. Those are the invisible debt that choosing the wrong thing, being in the wrong position, taking every opportunity that's not yours. It causes you to be in debt, in the invisible debt of time, of brand, and of energy. You'd be like, oh, this is draining my energy. I am so tired. Because you choose to take an opportunity that was necessarily yours. So that's why you're tired. Okay? You see, discernment sounds like this. That's a good thing, but it's not for me. Don't be afraid to say no sometimes. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do, the best thing you can do in business and in life is to say no. No, 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 no. We are not doing that. The other day, so this year we opened a freight forwarding company, another business, and persons were saying, Michelle, there's so many business freight forwarding companies out there. Should you be opening this right now? Should you be doing this right now? Is this something that is alignment with your values? Where your client's gonna come from? And I had to realize in real time, who do I serve? I had to say no to some very good things and hunker down and realize, let me build the brand of this freight forwarding company differently from what my competition with those are they are doing. We had to decide, okay, yes, there are a lot of freight forwarding, but their clients are not our clients. Our clients are in a different market. Can we position ourselves in such a way that we serve the people that we are called to serve? Yes. So once I understood that, then of course, opening a freight forwarding and courier company was a yes. Because we realized that our market, that there was an untapped market in the Bahamas, that people weren't being serviced. But if we position ourselves in such a way, that market could be filled. So we said, yes, we jumped and grew our wings on the way down. And it is now coming into its own. Emotional discipline in high visibility moments. Emotional discipline is your E quotient. Yes, I said it. Emotional discipline in high visibility moments. He who rules his spirit is better than he who takes the city. Can you govern yourself? Proverbs 16:32 says, I love this quote by Viktor Frankl. He was one of the people in the Nazi camp. Between stimulus and response is a space, and within that space is our power to choose. Meaning there will always be something that will cause you to react negatively or in any other type of way. There will always be something or someone. Within that time when that's happening, there's the space for you to choose your response. Emotional restraint is a profit skill. Loud moments will trigger your ego that says, I need to respond to this now. But wisdom will say, I need to lead. You see, reaction builds short-term attention. Restraint builds long-term trust. Your brand built on reaction will eventually run out of reactions. Every time something happens, you got to respond. Every time something happens, you got to act out. Every time something happens, you got to go off. Eventually, you will run out of reactions. So ask yourself, am I making decisions from clarity or am I making decisions from adrenaline? Am I making decisions from clarity or am I making decisions from adrenaline? So, at the start of the 6 months of us opening a new business, we decided to make a visionary talk with our staff and everything. And while I'm doing the talk and I'm in the groove, I'm having a good time and I'm excited. One of my staff says, "This makes no sense. I don't even know why you're still talking because this will make no sense. I don't see how this is gonna happen, and I don't agree with it." And yeah, she just out of nowhere said that. How would have reacted to that? Because you're in the moment, you're casting vision, you're in the flow, and you know it's good because you've done your homework. My response? Okay, two things can be true. In this moment, as we stood, and I'm staring her in the face, could you allow me to finish? And then we're gonna give you 10 minutes to say what would have been your visionary talk. How you would have handled it, how you think things should go, right? So there I was. I gathered myself and I continued on with my amazing speech. I had PowerPoint and everything. Imagine that she's interrupted my PowerPoint, right? And so there I was done. All the staff was leaning in and they looking at her side eye. And I said, okay, we're done. So now we're going to give her the name Karen. We're going to hear from Karen, not her, Karen. Go ahead. Tell us what you're going to do. And so I said, come up to the podium. Come up. There were only crickets. But that moment wasn't about Karen, That moment was about me as a leader in real time being challenged with what I was saying, being challenged with the vision what I was casting, being challenged with how I should have responded. All that was a test of when I am challenged in real time, what would be my response? And I'm so happy to say I passed the test. I didn't go on. Now, years ago, I would have. But that's something about growth, personal growth. And I'm so thankful for that. Play the long game. One of my favorite books is by Simon Sinek that says we are in the infinite game. Play the long game. Zechariah 4:10 says, don't despise these small beginnings. Don't despise them. Play the long game. There's a Chinese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time to plant that tree, the second best time to plant that tree would be now. Plant the tree now. Short-term wins destroys long-term positioning. Short-term wins. Don't just have a narrow view of life, of business, and of leadership. You're gonna be around for a while, right? So don't be short-term in any of your decision making. Long-term game thinking asks this question. Ask this question: will I still be proud of the decisions I make 12 months from now? When you make a decision, just ask yourself, 12 months from now, when I look back, when I'm reviewing, when we're going over all the decisions, will you be proud of yourself? You see, Q1 decisions shape Q2 stress. Q1 decisions shapes Q2 stress. Less stress, better decision making. Okay? If it's not sustainable, it's not success. If it's not sustainable, it's not success. So you're making a decision and it looks like a good decision. And right now, hey, it's going to work out good. But over the long term, remember now, we're in the infinite game. We're in the infinite game. Is it sustainable? Will it last? Can you continue this on over a period of time? Can your team continue it over a period of time, right? The leaders who last don't win every moment. The leaders who last, they win through consistency, they win through credibility, and they win through calm. I love this quote. I mean, I like a lot of quotes, and I always love James Allen that says, "Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom." Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom, and it's all about understanding that we don't just have this now. You know, we like to say life is short. No, I say life is long. Life is long. We've been living a moment. Life is long. So guard every decision making with the mindset, will I be proud of myself 12 months from now? Because we're in the infinite game. So don't rush to make every decision. Okay? Control the narrative or someone else will. Who's controlling your narrative? You know, one of the things I'm understanding as I communicate with people all the time, and they're communicating with me, and I'm thinking, is this your thought that you're communicating to me? Because what I'm learning is not every thought is the thought of that individual. They're just regurgitating something that they've heard, something that they've listened to, or in a community that they've been in. Is every thought your thought? Really challenge your thoughts, okay? Because Carl Jung says, until we make the unconscious conscious, it will direct our life, and we will call it fate. And you'd be like, Michelle, that sounds like a good quote, but what do you mean? I mean like this. What's in our subconscious mind is what we react to, how we show up in real time. Meaning, what programming, what thoughts that we've allowed to steep into our mind, to steep into our subconscious. And then we live that out, we talk that out, we communicate that out in real time until we make the unconscious conscious. So we really need to understand, what are you thinking about? What are you reacting to? What are you speaking and saying? Is that the person and how you want to show up? Is that even who you want to be? Or is it some programming or some thinking or some thought of another person that you were listening to, that you allowed to seep into your soul, your mind, and now that is what you're saying, that is what you're living out? You see, narrative control isn't defending yourself online. It's deciding what you stand for. It's deciding what you want to build or what you won't build. It's deciding what kind of leader you want to become. What kind of leader you want to become. That's what it is. It's deciding that. You see, silence can be a strategy, but confusion is not a strategy. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. You got to know who you want to be as a person, as an individual, as a leader, as a business owner, as a mom, as a dad, as just a person in the universe, in the world. How do you want to show up? You control this narrative. If you don't, someone else will. One of the things I am learning is, and my mentor Paul Martinelli said, Michelle, you must be free from the good and the bad opinions of others. You must be free from the good and the bad opinion of others. That's how we remain clear, and that's how we stay on mission. I remember someone telling me the other day, Michelle, you don't read the comments about what you post, right? And I'm like, no, I really don't. I may every now and then look at, that was a good post. Well, I am free from the good and the bad opinions of others because I understand what my values are, what my missions are, what I stand for. And I am rewriting and writing my story every day between me and God. That's it. That's it. So ask yourself this question: where have you surrendered your narrative by being inconsistent or unclear? Where have you surrendered your narrative? Where have you surrendered the story of who you are becoming by being inconsistent or unclear? Or simply listening to what somebody else think about you. So, listen up for this year 2026. Listen up. This year 2026 will test you. This year 2026 will test you. Not with lack of opportunities, but with perhaps too many opportunities. And the devil isn't always in the disaster. He's oftentimes in the distraction. Because when you're being tested this year with opportunity after opportunity, especially with AI, and I love AI, there will be so many opportunities, and that will be your test. But understand this, know which ones is a distraction and which ones are for you, okay? Because the devil is not always in the disaster. So before you run into this year with speed, I gotta go, I gotta be on, I gotta do this. Run into this year with the discernment. Before you run into this year with speed, run into this year, 2026, with discernment. The Bible says, commit your work unto the Lord and your plans will be established. That's Proverbs 16:3. And I can tell you, the God of the universe, who made you, who made me, who created all things, he's the grand overall designer of everything. Tap into him. He will establish your plans. So this year, with Imagine Greater, with every podcast, we're going to give you action steps in real time. So are you ready? You got a pen and paper? Lean in even more right now. Tell a friend, subscribe to the link, like. The first step we want you to do, you don't want to be a reactionary leader. And when we talk about leadership here at Imagine Greater, we're talking about leadership in business. We're talking about leadership in your life. We're talking about leadership in family, leadership in organization. We're talking about leadership wherever you show up. So we're going to give you some real action steps how not to be that reactionary leader. The first one, rule of 24 hours. Rule of 24 hours. We said no big decisions. No big decisions on adrenaline. Sleep on it. Sleep on it. I can tell you everything looks different after a good night's sleep when you're not so tired. Years ago, one of my mentors told me, said, Michelle, whenever you're about to make a decision, halt. The acronym HALT. 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 Don't make no decisions when you're hungry, no decisions when you're angry, no decisions when you're lonely, and no decisions when you're tired. So the first thing we want you to do is do the 24-hour rule. Sleep on it. Don't make the decision from adrenaline. Number 2, the alignment filter. Ask yourself these 3 questions before saying yes. Does this match my mission? 1. Number 2, does this strengthen my brand or dilute it? Number 3, does this demand a version of me that I can't sustain? Because remember, everything is good and happy. And then you realize you took on too much because you're doing so much already. I know, I see you out there. Okay? Number 3, The narrative statement. Write this one sentence for me. In 2026, my brand will be known for. What is that? What came to mind? And if you're not sure, get quiet, pray, and ask God. In 2026, my brand will stand for. Okay? Number 4, these are the action steps in real time. Are you writing? Are you keeping up with me? Number 4, the Q1 boundary. Pick one thing you will not do this year. And I'm going to tell you which one I'm going to pick. No rush partnerships, no last minute commitments, and no building on controversy. Q1 quarter boundary. Pick one of them that you will not do this year. No rush partnerships, no last minute commitments, no building on controversy. Mine, for me, no last minute commitments. I have made some commitments with people who say, you want to do this? And in my desire to say yes, I go and commit. I should have said no. Okay? Or maybe for some of us, we need to do all 3. All right? Number 5 in our action steps, the discernment meeting. And this is perhaps my favorite. Book 30 minutes with yourself weekly. Review your decisions. Check your alignment and reset your pace. Have the 30-minute discernment meeting weekly. Every week, sit down. You can carve out 30 minutes. And it's a meeting with yourself. And you know, Cynthia and I, my amazing producer, was just telling me that we need to choose and meet with ourselves. Make yourself a client. Make yourself. That's what the discernment meeting is all about. You make time for everybody else. Make yourself an important client. Your VIP client should first be you. Okay? So, your next level isn't waiting on more attention. It's waiting on more discernment. You heard me. You're leaning in. Your next level isn't waiting on more attention. It's waiting on more discernment. Get quiet and be more discerning about your life in every aspect. Spiritually, emotionally, cognitively, physically, financially, especially relationally. Okay? That's your next level. More discernment. Don't just chase growth this year. Become the kind of leader who can handle it. You want to grow in every aspect of your life. And that's a good thing. You're supposed to be growing every year, because if you're not growing, Maslow say we either advancing, we either moving forward into growth, or we're moving backward into safety. And safety is the comfort zone. You got to keep moving forward, right? So you don't want to just chase growth. You want to be the kind of leader who can handle it. You don't want to be that reactionary leader. Right? You want to be the leader. You want to be that amazing leader. So what are the 5 action steps again? The 24-hour rule. Don't make decisions on adrenaline. Sleep on it. Number 2, the alignment filter. Ask yourself these 3 questions. Does this match my mission? Does this strengthen my brand or dilutes it? Does it demand a version of me that I can sustain or can't sustain? Right? Number 3, the narrative statement. That says, in 2026, my brand will stand for this, that, and the other. Number 4, the Q1 boundary. Okay, pick one thing you will not do this year. No rush partnerships, no last minute commitments, no building on controversy, right? We don't want to be that kind of leader. And number 5, my favorite, and I know it's yours too, the discernment meeting. You're making yourself that VIP client. Book 30 minutes with yourself to review decisions, check alignment, reset pace. We at Imagine Gray are excited about 2026. I could just feel it. It's bursting out of me. Can you feel it? And I'm ready to sing and dance. Okay, I digress. Let's get back to what we're talking about. Your next level, as we said before, isn't about more attention. It's about more discernment. And you don't want to just chase growth. You want to be the kind of leader that can handle it. So we've been our pleasure, and it's always going to be our pleasure this year to bring this podcast to you. So click on the link, subscribe, send this message, save it, Review it over and over. Use it as a mantra this year. Use it as your guiding principle. As you go into this year, take these next steps because they're going to be the difference maker in the kind of leader you want to show up with excellence, with clarity, with proper positioning, with writing the story that you want out there and showing up as the authentic, amazing leader in every aspect of your life that I know you are already. It has been our pleasure. We hope to we know we're gonna see you on our next amazing podcast. So tell others about us. And we're gonna leave some nuggets this year for you, real time takeaway for you to enjoy and live out and share with others. Until next time, we at Imagine Greater said thank you for joining us. I am Michelle Bethel-Gibson with my amazing host. We're gonna bring her on this year, We're gonna bring her on, right? Sits here, who's always doing an amazing job, making me look fabulous. Until next time, thank you for joining us today. Bye for now.